Okay, the final thing we want to talk about, and I'm making a separate video so that others can watch this at different grade levels, because it comes up in 8th grade as well, and in 6th grade, is how do you know a number is divisible by another number? How do you know a number can be divided by a particular number? Okay? So we're going to go through these numbers all the way to 11 and learn the divisibility rules. So you can go right down your page and write 0 all the way down to 11, and we're going to write the rules for these numbers. Okay, so let's for fun start with a number. Somebody give me some kind of a big interesting number that we can use, or I can come up with it. I want a number that's like about 5 or 6 digits long. Mark.
289,462.
That's a good number. Okay, so we have a really long number. Is that number divisible by 0?
No.
What do you get when you divide by 0?
0. It's undefined.
What do you get when you divide by 0? Undefined. A number is never divisible by 0. It is undefined. We will still work with undefined expressions. That is all. How about 1? Can we divide every number by 1?
Yes.
So we'll skip over that because every number is divided by 1. How about 2? How do you know? Is this number here? Everybody look. Don't say it, please. Look at the number that we got. Is it divisible by 2? Yes or no?
Yes.
And how did you know? Where did you look? Brianna. It was even. Good. Okay, look at the number now, and please don't say it. Everyone think, is a number divisible by 3? Who says yes? Is it divisible by 3? Who says no?
I say yes. Yes. I say yes. I want to go.
It was Mark who made this number up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try it. Let everybody look at it a little closer.
Yes. Yes.
Who says yes? Is it divisible by 3? Who says no? And how do you know? How do you know? What did you just do to determine this? Do you have a strategy? How do you know whether it's divisible by 3? Emma.
Well, there's 6 in it, and 6 can go to 3, and they're divided, and then it goes 3. And when you
She sees some numbers in there that are divisible by 3. So is the whole number divisible by 3?
no, but and if you were to divide 3 into that number, you'd start off with 12
You could go test it. You could go test it. You didn't know it before today. All you simply need to do is add the digits of the number up. What is 1 plus 2?
3
Plus 8?
11
Plus 9?
20
Plus 4?
24
Plus 6?
30
Plus 2?
32
And is 32 divisible by 3?
No.
Evenly, no. So that number is not divisible by 3. All we have to do is change one number on there and make sure that those digits add to 30, right? Like if we change that 2 on the end to a 0, would that number now be divisible by 3?
Yes.
It would add up to 30, so yes. So all you have to do is add the digits, and if that sum is divisible by 3, or is a multiple of 3, the whole number was a multiple of 3. Isn't that interesting? I always find it interesting, this number here, 111, is that divisible by 3? 111?
Yes.
Isn't it a very odd number? And it's divisible by 3. It goes in evenly. Okay. Okay, how about 4? Is this number of Mark's divisible by 4?
This number
Is it?
Yes.
Who knows the rule for divisibility by 4? Do you know the rule? I don't think anybody knows it really. And it is, look at the last 2 digits. Is 62 divisible by 4?
Yes.
Is 62 divisible by 4 evenly?
Yes.
62 divided by 4 goes in once.
No.
22. Is it divisible by 4 evenly?
No.
I think it's 8.
There's a remainder. So is that whole number divisible by 4? No. The last 2 digits is all you have to look at. Okay? How about 5? Is this number divisible by 5? Yes or no? Who says yes?
No.
Who says no? How did you know, Luca?
Because there's not a 0 or a 5 at the end of it.
Very good. That's one you learn when you're really young, right? Is this number divisible by 6? How would you know? Well, what makes up 6? 6 is what times what?
3 times 2.
3 times 2. It's also 6 times 1, right? But 3 times 2. So is that number up there divisible by 2?
Yes.
And is it also divisible by 3?
No.
No. If it was, it would be divisible by 6. So it would have to be divisible by both of those numbers, 2 and 3. Okay, so is this number divisible by 7?
No.
And you know what? I doubt you know this rule if you didn't know these other ones. So let me teach it to you. It's a really interesting rule. Give me some big number that we know 7 goes into. Like what is 7 times?
70.
Something bigger than 70. 70 is a little bit too simple of a number. Come on. 700.
7 million. 7 million.
Okay, let's use 700.
7 million is 9.
No, 700 is too boring. I'm sorry. We have to have.
749.
Once you see the rule, you'll see why I'm being more particular. Give me something else.
749.
It's mine, Kyle.
Okay, well that's what Kyle said. Okay.
Still mine.
Okay, let me show you how to do this. This is a very tricky method. How do you know the number is divisible by 7? You chop off the last number. You literally chop off the last number. And then you double it. What is 9 times 2? 9 times 2, 18. And then you subtract that doubled number from what remains of your old number. Okay? And what is 14 minus 8?
6. 56.
Okay, you got it? Look at what we actually have, 56. Is 56 divisible by 7?
Yes.
It's 7 times what? 8. So that's how you do it. You literally chop off the last digit, double it, subtract it from the remaining number. Is your new number divisible by 7? Repeat if necessary. So we're going to try this now with Mark's number, because I have no idea if that number is.
Hey, she asked you to pick the number.
Okay, quiet so that the video can hear. Chop it off, double it, subtract. 2, 4, 9, 8, 2, 1. This is still too big. Chop it off, double it, subtract. 0, 9, 8, 2, 1. Still too big. Chop it off, double 0, and subtract 0. And I get 1, 2, 8, 9. Chop it off, double it, and get 18 this time. Subtract. Shall I double it again?
Yes.
Chop it off, double it, subtract 11 divisible by 7.
No.
So the whole number was not divisible by 7. It's a lot of work to find out that, right? Okay. How do you know a number is divisible by 8? If you're divisible by 4, you would be divisible by 2 every time, right? So this is like the 4 one where we look at the last 2 digits, but instead of looking at the last 2 digits, we look at the last 3 digits to see if they are a multiple of 8. It's a bit hard. Okay? Okay, so as we just said, to know whether it's divisible by 9, you add them. We added these, and they added up to 32. So this is not divisible by 9. If I was to increase this somehow to make it 36, just change any number, add 4 somehow, then I would have a number divisible by 9.
It's the same as 3.
Same as 3, except that it has to be a multiple of 9 rather than 3. If they added up to 3, it's not divisible by 9. Okay? You know it's divisible by 10 if the last number is 0. And finally, the last tricky one is 11. In order to know whether the number is divisible by 11, here's a number here. Now that number doesn't look very divisible by 11, right? But I know it is because I know the rule. And so what you do is, how many numbers make that number up? How many digits are there? 3. So I'm going to count the digits. This is the first one, the second one, and the third one. Okay? So to use this rule, you add up the odd digits. So what is 2 plus 2? 4. So the odd digits added to 4. And when I add up the even digits, there's only 1. What does it add to? 4. The even is 4. This number is 4.
Okay.
Put your hand down. Once you have added up the odd or the even, both of them, right? You subtract them. 4 minus 4 equals 0. And is 0 a multiple of 11?
Yes.
It is 11 times 0. So that whole number is divisible by 0. Let's test it with division. How many times does 11 go into 24?
2.
And you're left with 22. How many times again?
2.
2. Okay, so it is true. So put this down and we'll practice using it. You subtract the sum of the even digits from the sum of the odd digits. Is the remaining number divisible by 11? Can anybody give me a 4-digit number that is a multiple of 11 or divisible by 11? Here, let me start the number. How about if I say 3, 7, 5, and now what number would I have to put in my last place to make this number divisible by 11? Cooper?
5.
You think 5?
2.
You think 2? What are you thinking? You changing your mind on me?
6.
6? 2, 4, 6, 8.
No, 5.
Okay.
5.
Okay, if we put a 5, he's saying 5. What does 3 plus 5 add up to, Cooper?
8.
And what about 7 and 5?
Oh, it's 4. 12.
12. So are you telling me that 8 minus 12 equals a multiple of 11? Okay.
4.
So what number could we put, since we know that these two add up to 8, what number could we put at the very end there that would help the 7, Matthew? 1. 7 and 1 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. So there's a number divisible by 11. You know what? You want to see a number that's divisible by 11? You know, it's any number whose even and odd digits add up to the same thing, isn't it? And this is 4 and this is 4, right? If I add zeros to this, does it change the fact that this is divisible by 11 at all? No. So that number is divisible by 11. It looks so incredibly even, doesn't it? So there are your rules. You're going to find them handy to use.